everyone? Hey, welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host, Tom Quee. Today we are doing a sort of different type of list here, an interesting list. We are debating the most loved / hated battlers out there. You know the battlers that I'm talking about, the ones that divide opinion, the ones that inevitably are probably the most popular. The 10 we're discussing today are some of the hugest names in battle rap. Definitely look forward to getting into that, debating each side, of why they're so lauded and why they're so despised to a certain extent. Just before we get into that, at Battle Rap Resume on the Twitter, we've got beanies available now, we've got hats, we've got merch, so if you want to help support, there's a links in the description as well. Patreon as well. Leave us a review on iTunes, it's hugely appreciated. There aren't really that many battle rap podcasts, so I'm not like vying for algorithm space, but still, if you can leave one, please, that would be greatly appreciated. Check out the channel, of course, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. But yeah, today we're looking at, as I say, the most loved, the most hated, those top 10, those so conflicting guys. And I'm not alone. I'm with Jay. How's it going, man?
It's good to be on the show, man. It's awesome. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. And, I am a bit of an egotist, as it has been established on this show. I'm aware of people who give me praise over prolonged periods of time. And I recognise your surname. You have quite an intriguing surname that I've always remembered. And thanks for fucking with the show, man. I appreciate it.
No worries at all, man. I'm a huge fan. I love the kind of, behind the scenes, connoisseur kind of aesthetic that you got going. And, I really appreciate all the detail and stuff. So, yeah, it's awesome to be on the show.
And obviously, through however X many hours now, you've learnt about, my own origin stories. But what about yourself and battle rap? How did you get into it initially?
Yeah, well, as you can tell by my accent, sure, that I'm Australian. So, becoming a fan of battle rap, especially that's like mainly being like the US scene and the UK scene, it's all been like an internet thing. So you'd know of this guy called 360 out of Australia. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just like being like a teenager and following like rap as we all do, just like listening to his music, and then I saw that he had a few battles online, and I didn't really know what they were at the time, but I watched them and I thought they were really entertaining. I thought it was funny, and then I did kind of the internet chain of like discovering new battlers. Cause he battled like Twist in Canada, mm-hmm, and then I watched all Kid Twist battles and stuff like that, and then I found Dumbfounded, and it was just
Yeah, I love that. History. I love that era of battle rap when you're getting into it. Who's this guy? He battled on what league? And just so naive, really.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And like all the context, you just got no idea what's going on. And,
yeah. It's kind of like when people are like, "Oh, battle rap's impenetrable for the mainstream." In my head, I'm like, no, it's not. But then I'm like, I've been watching it for so many years. I get all these oblique references that mean nothing. Like, it probably is quite indecipherable. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, if you look at that event, even World Dom 2, where 60 battled Twist, and then you wanted to watch like other battles at that event, you'd just be like, you'd have no clue what's going on, really.
Yeah, exactly. But thank God for Minnesota Luke. And ruin your day, and
for sure, definitely.
And, battle rap resume for the UK scene. If you want your Jefferson Price context explained, we've got that covered. But I mean, we're here to talk about love-hate battlers, and as I said in the intro, these are the heavy hitters that we're getting into, the big names, the guys that inspire. This kind of paradox within them. I mean, just as a thing in of itself, to have lovers, to have haters, it's kind of a symptom of being huge, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think, well, you see a lot of battlers that get to the kind of stage of I wouldn't say superstardom, but, top tier of battle rap, and then really have like gotten really strong at performance and really like crowd control and have a huge following. And then that's kind of can be like the catalyst to their downfall, I would say, because you see a lot of times that's when the hate starts to trickle in, and a lot of seasoned fans can find very obscure reasons not to like who they were saying is the new kid on the block maybe like 6 months ago. So yeah, it's interesting to note.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And let's leap straight in with this guy probably is the most divisive battler, I'd say, maybe in the history of battling. Daylight?
But that's none of your BIC. The ballpoint to the Incas where they let them in. Facts, we done put in more work than gelatin. These fellas can lack the black nose with they melanin. Sailboat selling skin on a skeleton from the skeleton. Prior to evidence, we just sheep bread for the deep web. Who scared to set fire to president? Reagan register regiments. Wrecking y'all with the wrecking ball when they buy up your residence. Tell them it's an interstellar teller. Phone wire for the higher who desire our elements. Core, the path platers, master castrators. How can these expect us to give a fuck when them guys made us celibate? This is the second time light tried to change the whole world. The first time they tried it with Edison.
That's 100% correct.
Jesus, man. People hate this guy. There are subreddits about this guy. You know, he's a huge musical deal. Absol battled him, for Christ's sake, on the end of his album. Loads of like, I'm a kind of, I should say in this episode, me and Jay are going to try and be quite neutral here, but, inevitably our own biases are going to creep in and stuff like that. And, I personally am not the biggest fan of Daylight's writing. I don't find it as mind-blowing as whatever, but as performance art, as an achievement, he's nothing short of iconic.
Absolutely. He's definitely got those kind of, the diamond in the rough punchlines that everyone can relate to, and that's really harnessed him and pushed him towards top tier status. I think I would actually have to disagree with you, man. I think like there's definitely some like weak parts of his writing, but I think if you like really concentrate onto some of his more conscious style of writing, it's actually quite strong.
Yeah, he's had good showings. I mean, what are some great Daylight moments for you, writing wise? I
think he did really good against Cortez, Blackout, the recent Blackout. I think I really liked his first and his second there. He did some interesting. Kind of more conscious style of rap, if you will. You get wild Tesseract energetic. You'll end up in a light box, like that kind of stuff. I thought was really cool. But as you said, he definitely has some weaker performances, like Mickey Fact, for example.
Yeah, that one was that really robbed Mickey of any like impact, just because it was a bit of a car crash on one end.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just really strange. Like, I thought that was going to be one of the standout battles of that event, but it was a strange one for sure. I think Mickey Fax did pretty good, actually. Yeah, not to take anything from him, but it was a very, very strange performance from Day. That's for sure.
And the detractors of Daylight, will point to the antics most notably, which antics seem to be becoming way more widespread this year in various different leagues and just exploding. People are doing fireballs in battles. I think Mo Moolah smashed a bottle over someone's head or something as a prop gag. It used to just be Daylight, and now it's exploding. And could the vitriol be part of him being this nexus point of this new kind of performance hybrid rap?
Well, yeah, I think so. I would say like the concept of the antic itself kind of marred a bit by Daylight, but it is a really refreshing idea if you think about it, because if you look at battle rap from a performance perspective alone, like something like a prop or a bar that kind of needs a visual to go with it can be extremely effective and creative. I just think Daylight's kind of gone about it the wrong way.
Right. Well, let us know what you think about Daylight in the comments below, and all these battlers. I know there's going to be some of them that you're going to argue. Let us know any love-hate ones that maybe we haven't yet to mention as well. And we'll get to another biggie, Jay, because why not? It's the man Disaster.
As far as the rest goes, this is death row. The West gonna grow, and y'all gonna keep needing people like us to help you at your events and shows. So listen now, y'all shit that you kick ain't really shit to me. Without the West Coast King of the Dot would barely have any legacy. Listen, bitch, they're getting mad. Okay, I'm not gonna go on a killing spree, but fuck that. I'm taking these pussies on a ride with me. I'm raping the game, literally. I'm like Chris unbiased. The words no, please, and stop don't mean shit to me. Listen, you niggas haven't figured out where I'm constantly tripping out. Cause I put my blood, sweat, and tears for years till I poured rivers out. And I didn't get shit but doubt. You disrespected me in my house, trying to move in these second string gun bar pussies and kick me out. Listen.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. It's
What a
he's
Shakespearean hero disaster is. It's sort of tragic. I don't know. There's something compelling about it all.
yeah, that's a really good way to put it. I think he's just like he's immensely talented, and maybe he's just chosen the wrong art form, and he's a little underappreciated. But yeah, he's such a character.
Yeah. And on the love side, it's quite obvious that this guy, as you say, is a giant talent. Probably the most talented battler ever, I think, in terms of ability. He really can go everywhere and anywhere. Performs on some of the biggest stages. He is the guy who battles the industry guys. And it works. It's deserving. I think maybe Saurus, but there's something about Diz that's quite menacing and so adroit.
It is an interesting concept, like in terms of who the industry guys face. Like I always thought maybe someone like a Pat Stay would be, or Eclipse would be
Sure.
a better choice, just because they're maybe a bit more digestible. But yeah, Diz seems to get it, and like he kills it every time, so it's fair. But Saurus as well. I mean, but Diz is definitely a bit of a. He's almost a bit of a tragic hero for me. Like, just has some kind of like something about his character that can really let down what can almost be looked at as a masterpiece a lot of the time. But yeah, he's definitely polarizing, that's for sure.
Yeah, he can be quite self-destructive, I think, at times as well. And always seems to be turning a new leaf. And then kind of now he's broken away from King of the Dark, and there's this whole I don't know what really that is. I've sort of
I saw that. Yeah, that's strange. I mean, like
it's like a union. It's like I don't really know what it's for.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's a group, because I don't know. That's kind of lame. But it's like a union of sorts. But I heard a rumor that none of them wanted to perform on KOTD anymore. But I don't think that's true, because like Ilmac and B-Dot and stuff are in it. So that would be a huge loss for King of the Dot.
Yeah, it's odd times, 2018 at this moment. If you listen to it, we're recording this in January. But yeah, lots of leagues seem to be folding. Lots more seem to be growing out the fecund soil. It's odd.
I think it's just a symptom of kind of the increased business side in battle rap that's really grown over the last 5 years. Once there's more money in the sport, there's always going to be a lot more political turmoil, if you will.
Oh yeah.
But like the good leagues and the strong leagues will always prevail if no one's too shady behind the scenes. I don't know though. I did watch some of those blogs that Diz did, and he made a pretty convincing case against. But it is disaster. So you just don't know really.
Yeah. No. He's a wonderful orator. I think. He's just gifted with the words in so many ways. I'm trying to get him on the show desperately. We have spoken a few times about it.
Yeah.
So I think that is like the N level boss for Battle Rap Resume. So that would be awesome to get him on.
He's a bit of a linguist, and I reckon.
Oh yeah.
Like he's got. I was just going through his verse tracker before, but he's got lots of battles that aren't in English. And he did one out in New Zealand. I'm not sure if you've seen that one, against a guy called Scholar, and he was really strong out there, because I'm sure they would have expected, I don't know, a bit of a half-assed performance, but he did a great interpretation of cultures out there, and so I think that's a huge talent of his, is his kind of ability to adapt to to language and culture across the world really quickly, and then perfect that into a performance on short notice. It's a very rare quality in battle rap, I think.
No, I've not seen that battle. I have to watch that battle. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. For sure.
And again with Diz, you are sort of just overwhelmed by his talent and the capacity the guy has. And he does have flaws, and I understand why people kind of. But I think the love's stronger than the hate in this one. I think a lot of people still have a lot of admiration for the guy.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you just got. They're just kind of like blemishes in his performance, because the talent kind of overwhelms you, and then that he does some things. I think a perfect example of this is his Solomon battle, where it was just incredible from both ends, but his writing and his performance was crazy. But then eventually just it's almost like, it's like water boiling, and it just gets to a stage where it's just a little bit too much, and his performance gets a little bit too intense and that ultimately detracts from it. I mean, he did the same against Pat as well, actually. When he has that outburst at the end. Have you seen that? I think it's in his third, and he just finishes like, "I hate this shit," like yelling at the crowd, and it's just the most absurd way to finish a title match. But if he could diffuse that side of him and just really keep on honing the craft and the talent that he has, he'd definitely go down as like top 3 ever, undisputable, I reckon.
Up next is another person who splits opinions, the man Charlie Clips.
Question. Who hottest Clips? Matter of fact, don't answer that, y'all. Silly me. Some of you fans be switching sides. Like, y'all got ill will killing me. Like, this fan had the nerve to ask me, like, yo, what if he gets slick with...
Yes, Clips. Yeah, definitely polarizing. I mean, I think a lot of the really seasoned battle rap fans are the ones who throw the most shade to Clips. But if you're just getting into battle rap, I reckon he's one of the best entertainers. He's really likable. Really easy to digest. And I think, like, if you're kind of trying to learn what battle rap is, trying to get a better grasp on how like writing and performance and all of it works together, he's a great one to watch, and then kind of model like the basics off.
But I mean, on the anti-side, people would point to the obvious freestyling, the lack of a third, the kind of messy performances, overselling himself, like, fair criticisms? Yeah,
definitely fair. Because he's got so many very like underwhelming performances, and he's got a very like kind of formulaic style that's just repetitive, and you can just a lot of lines where you know what the payoff is, like before he's finished the second bar and stuff like that. But I don't know, he's just one of those guys I think you just can't really take too serious. Like he's a charismatic guy, and if you don't really like consider him one of the upper echelon of writers and stuff, then he definitely has his place in the sport, I think.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, His persona, the warmth he has on stage, and he's done so many great battles, and there is a lot of just, I think it's the oversaturation thing that a lot of people take umbrage with. But Clips, on his day, which he continually is set to be, is very funny, very reliable.
What's your favorite Clips battle?
Favorite Clips battle, probably Serious Jones, probably.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, when you actually, really like think about it like that, you kind of look through and it's just like, he's a bit, it's pretty mediocre. But he's got his strengths. Like he's got really good defense. And I think in my opinion, I think he beat the Saurus last year.
Oh yeah, that was a disappointing battle. That was.
Yeah, very very underwhelming. But I still gave him the win.
Yeah, he did win. I remember he battled Arsenal, and it wasn't that good. I didn't really like that battle. Arsenal had a weird second where he didn't write about Clips. He just sort of gave his bio up to that point about all the people he faced, and it was just like really like what? I guess every battle's allowed to do that once, but
it's a bit absurd. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking through his thing now, and a lot of underwhelming performances. I mean, he wasn't very good against Solomon. Rum Nitty was a bit of a train wreck as well.
Yeah.
A Shoddy P wasn't too bad. I actually liked that battle, but I really like Shoddy P though, so that's probably biased towards him.
He had a good showing on 5th birthday against O'Shea. There was some good moments.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That shows off a strength for sure, is his ability to win over a crowd, and like that crowd looked huge from the footage. So that's a huge talent. I mean, there's not many battlers that actually could do that. You see, like you compare that to maybe like an Ilmac, and obviously it's chalk and cheese with who's the stronger rider, but I still would think Clips could really like control a room better than him.
Well, Ilmac body Clips?
Yeah, completely.
But
But
when he called him like a used car salesman and just compared like all his traits to like old hot, just brilliantly done.
Yeah, definitely. But I do think like if you put Ilmac in that 5th birthday in the room there, he's not getting the same energy.
True. That's true. Now Clips recently had a very boring battle with our next choice, Mr. Pat Stay.
It's Gary's revenge. Your boy set you up to get embarrassed again. What a terrible friend. Like, where does it end? Well, fuck it, I'll tear him again. It's finna get ugly as an ostrich. He gonna leave here and bury his head. Yo, where you been? Hey, hold up. Heard you became a pizza delivery guy.
Pat Stay again, love-hate, a lot with Pat Stay. People love him for the obvious reasons. He is wonderful on stage. What a unique persona. He sort of plays into himself mentally very well, I think. But I guess on the downside, he's been a bit more autopilot-y of the last 2 years or late, sort of post-title,
Yeah, post-Holo, I would say that was still a good battle, I think. But definitely autopilot for Pat. But at the same time, like, he's just become a father, and I don't know, maybe he's just outgrowing it a bit. Like, he's a huge talent with performing, I think, and his ability to kind of switch personas on stage and really do convincing jobs of both like aggressive and quite laid back and humorous. And I actually think he's a strong writer as well. Often is overlooked because of his, most of your attention is drawn to his performance or his jokes or, his charisma. But he's got a pretty solid pen game, I think.
Yeah, it can be. I think I remember watching the compliments battle with him and Roan versus Shufflo, and he was very funny in that. I thought he relished it, and he does have that imagination with the pen that I really enjoy.
Absolutely.
And I remember Pat Stay early on when I was getting into battle rap, like we were talking before about learning about personas and context and stuff like that. I didn't really like him. I found him quite obnoxious and jocular, but I sort of grew into his tastes. And I think he is a great performer, and he's he showed out for King of the Dot on numerous occasions. The head ice battle, obviously, everyone talks about. And he'd have all ones. It wasn't that memorable when he came over to Don't Flop for Tony, but it wasn't a bad battle. But obviously Tony sort of didn't do too great there. But Pat, he's he's a legend as well. He's a legend as well.
Yeah, it's funny you say that actually, because when I first started getting into watching his battles, I really liked him. I thought he was like the best out of a lot of people I'd seen, which wasn't many at the time. But as I got more and more into watching battles, I thought his stock kind of decreased for me, because obviously you could see through the kind of egoistical persona or whatever. But he's got the talent. He's definitely got the talent, and I'm hopefully he finds an opponent in the future and in the near future for sure, that he can really like care about it and give a full like 3-round strong performance, because he's got some classics like Matt Hoffer's really strong. Arsenal, all those old ones are gems.
He classic after classic, really. Just he on his persona alone really carried it. Next up is someone that a lot of people just don't like, Jay. There seems to be this stigma against the guy for whatever reason by league owners, withholding battles, but also just for whatever reason people don't rock with him, which is sort of common on this list. A lot of it is just like, I don't like the guy, I don't like his battles. We're talking about Cortez.
He's knocking next door and asks the neighbors to run a line. He's undermined. Now, last night his stomach growled at least 100 times, and he's got fucking fuel that's anger. And you know why? He's a puzzled mind with hatred in his heart for every time he looks inside his mother's eyes. Now, why? She's a dopehead. We're enlightened. We understand that she may be sick, but to that poor little kid, he's looking at her like, I hate this bitch. Why the Bills always late and shit? I've never had the latest kicks. It's the same outfit that repeats over and over and over like Agent Smith. Now wait a second.
Yeah, fair comment for sure. Yeah, he's just. I watch him and I think he's really strong in like a lot of areas. Like he's great at performing. Like he's got a pretty solid pen. Like his delivery is good. It's just that he's just lacking a crucial factor for him to really like get on the same level as the guys we've discussed previously, like the Pats and the Arsenals. And I'm not really sure what it is. Like maybe he's just a bit boring, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that way. Yeah, I just don't find it that memorable. I find the way he sort of punches is to draw things out quite lengthily and kind of max out on things. And
he's a stickler for the kind of 4 bars to set up the kind of 7 out of 10 punchline when he could be like getting rid of the filler kind of thing. But he does have some good moments, I think.
Yeah, and he battles tirelessly. Big opponents as well. Like, you've got to give it to the guy. Yeah, huge, absolutely huge. And, he battled guys like B-Dot recently as well. And, Prez Mafia and, lots of awesome battles there. But yeah, Cortez, it just doesn't sparkle for me, really. Is he one of your guys? A lot of people, talk to the Head Ice battle, for example, for being very controversial. Did you think he won?
Yeah, I thought he took the Head Ice battle, but I thought it was one of his weakest performances of late on King of the Dot. Right. I think, like, if you look back at like his Daylight, B-Dot, Big K, Sharon, even, like, they're all pretty strong performances on King of the Dot. And I think, I don't know, I just thought, the rematch was extremely underwhelming from both sides. But I would probably edge Tez, but I mean, I can probably make the same argument for Ice. So I don't know, it's a bit of an underwhelming battle though.
Yeah, I felt the same. I definitely felt the same. But it kind of wasn't a surprise to a certain extent. It was sort of fated to be that. The King of the Dot crowd is just, embarrassingly dead for so long.
Yeah, it's strange.
It needs to stop. They need to stop holding events there. Just stop doing it. You're ruining these battles. Like, bring them elsewhere.
I 100% agree. Like, and then you watch some of like the undercard like bunker battles, and the energy in there is insane. Like it's so much better. Like the crowd in that whole night actually was the crowd was dead, but especially for the title match was like literally asleep. Like
they couldn't care less, and they don't think anything's wrong with it. So whatever.
I mean, Cortez did take a strange angle in the third where it was kind of a bit preachy, and he was saying, oh, this is what I'd do if I was the champ, and I don't know if that was the right approach, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird battle.
And we get to our only UK pick of the 10, and there could have been a few. I chose this one that I could have put in there really, but I think this guy, to most people who follow Don't Flop, etc., will be aware that unanimous Tommy Villis is, a Jekyll and Hyde persona for a huge variety of reasons.
You were made to leave for London because that instantly released the crutch of you being able to speak about the heat you're clutching. If you'd stayed over there, maybe you could be at URL events meeting A-list celebrities at functions, but instead, Fake decided that he gets stuck with us. So
I personally am a giant fan of the guy, but I can totally see why he would anger guys. He can be very rude online. What's the opinion, Jay, on Yunnan?
I don't know. He's like extremely talented again. He's a bit like Disaster, really. Like, in many ways. Not just in terms of stylistically, but the personality traits that kind of detract from him that are just unnecessary at the end of the day. He's a bit unlikable in terms of that. Sure. But he's a great rapper. Like, he's extremely strong writer and performer. So.
Yeah.
So,
is he appreciated over there? Do you guys know of Yunnan that much?
I think so. Like, I do, definitely. I've seen like a lot of his battles, but I wouldn't say he's in like maybe like I wouldn't say he's in the top 10 of the UK guys that.
No. He sort of faltered. He sort of faltered with Sketch Menace, I felt.
Yeah, that was a mistake, I think. Yeah.
Odd
but
battle.
Yunnan did battle in Australia.
Yes,
only
he
a
battled
year ago, I
Greeley,
think.
didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and he did all right then. I thought
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
an all right performance.
Yeah, shout out
But,
Greeley, by the way. Big Greeley fan.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
he's
good.
got one of the best compliment battles out there.
Yeah. He's been inactive of late, I think, but yeah, he's one of the best.
Didn't Yunnan say something like get knocked out in the first round like Australia in every World Cup ever or some shit like that?
Yeah. There was some good Australian flips from him that were original.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing with Yunnan is like he does also do the kind of immense build up to like a very mediocre payoff thing that doesn't really help. But he's really good at stringing multis together. Like it is a skill that I think is worth showcasing. I think his Quill battle was really good. Actually, I think he beat Quill, to be honest.
Yeah. Yunnan has always been great, really, since the Odie battle, the Begin battle. But I think explicitly his 2014-2013 era, where he battled Deers, he battled Chris Lees, Dialect, Old English. The guy just was on a rampage, and I still, especially Yunnan versus Dialect, I love his performance in that battle. I think he's absolutely on fire. That is a really, really good battle. But yeah, he can.
I just think it's strange that you mentioned like all these good performances, and it seems though like a lot of the UK fans will just always think of like the loss to Tony or Soul beating him a few times, stuff like that, or like Disaster, like bullying him. But yeah, he's got great performances. Like he beat Shuffle T, and that's not many people do that. So yeah, that's definitely an accolade.
He sometimes has. The problem with Yunnan is he sometimes has quite forgettable battles with good opponents, like Big T. No one really remembers that battle. You know what I mean? Bullets as well. Like these sort of I don't know whether it's the choices that he's been given or the opportunities or whatever. About Jolly J as well. A little while ago.
Then the Sketch Menace thing.
It's odd. But yeah, check out the Greeley battle. I should say again. That's an interesting one. It's got like 8,000 views from a few years ago. So definitely check that one out. But we'll move on. We've got more love, more hate. Sharon.
He's like Pat Stays, like, yo, we should cuddle right now. Well, they want me in clips. I guess I should rebuttal right now. Because you brought up Bill Cosby, the Huxtables. I gotta flip it. That's a rape? Kids say the darnest things that's non-existent. I'll have you unconscious, tripping, your roommate's body, flipping. You'll wake up with DNA on you like a Bill Cosby victim.
Oh, yes, Sharon.
Corey.
Yeah. I think he's a bit like Clips for me in the sense that he's an important character for battle rap. But yeah, it's very hit and miss. I think he was better. It's better like back in the olden days on just when King of the Dot was starting and he had the hunger. Now that he's kind of he's getting all the top tier names. He's actually like he's not putting in like strong performances as he was when he was like a teenager. But that's just my opinion, I think.
Yeah, I think he's grew into it. I mean, he's still performing to an incredibly high level, and he doesn't really need to, perform as regularly as he did. Actually, had him on the show recently. I'm not sure when this episode is going to come out. Sharon's coming out in a few weeks, so it should be out, very soon.
Yeah.
But check that episode out if it is out at the moment. I loved that episode, and it was great to have Sharon on. I'm a huge Sharon fanboy, really. I do think he's great. Like, I understand why people will go at him for whatever his persona, white, nerdy, whatever. But I just love the fact that he's incredibly well trained, and practiced, and an expert of freestyle. He really knows how to do this. His punches are obvious but satisfying and still creative and intelligent, and he's not a soul, he's not a breakdown artist, but he against good opponents, let's talk about Suge, let's talk about DNA, John, he has these electric moments.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good way to put it actually, like obvious punchlines but that still satisfy. I can he did it. I mean, against John, he had that he had almost 8 bars of rebuttals.
Oh god, the dentistry stuff.
That was just insane. Again, like you can kind of like you can see with like the practice of freestyling, you can you can see, like, I don't know, a lot of people look at it as like, oh, it's not actually that hard to do. But like, if you're put in that situation where you're in front of like 1,000 people and he's just said that, and like you're just making it up on the spot, like it's incredible. Like, it's such a talent, and I think he's probably the best freestyler in battle rap.
Yeah,
or top 3 at least.
Yeah, maybe Respect BA's up there as well.
But Tony's really good as well.
Yeah. I think Sharona beat Tony though in a freestyle, but
that'd
be a good
probably.
Freestyle battle though. That'd be a good freestyle battle.
That'd be great. Yeah, exactly.
I'm pushing for, selfishly, I would like to see Sharon versus Shuffle T.
Yeah, that'd be great. I've thought about that one as well. I think. Yeah, I don't know how Sharon would go. I think him versus Juan was really good. I love that battle.
Yeah,
I think Juan did amazing in that as well, and it might be a similar vein for that. But I think Shuff would just really go to town with like the angles on him as well, which would be hilarious.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, for sure. What do you think of? Have you seen Sharon versus Tay Rock?
Yes, yeah, it was. Not as good. They weren't on their best game, either of them, but I thought it was a good battle.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought.
Yeah, what do you think of the whole smack killer thing?
I think I've kind of helped popularize it, unfortunately, because the most viewed video on my channel is a compilation of Sharon smack killer. Beating smack opponents.
I thought that was Minnesota Luke. That's you.
That's me, yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's my most watched video by like loads, but it is true. Yeah, I'm not trying to inflame people, but it's just he's battled URL guys, quote unquote gangster guys, and done really well. And I picked out his best moments, but he has had some huge moments.
I think I've seen an interview with Pat Stay, who kind of said something important is like he does use the kind of persona though as like strategically in that sense to go against all the quote unquote gangster guys. You know, when I can't remember the specific battle that Pat was referencing. I think it was Tricky P maybe, where Sharon didn't have that kind of persona to fall back on, and he was struggling a bit. And I think that's important to note. But as you said, he's got some really strong performances against, the John Johns, DNA, B Magic, etc.
Yeah, really, really, really so. So next up is it's someone that I've had the pleasure to meet, actually. He was at Checkpoint 4. He battled Respect BA. The battle still hasn't come out. Respect BA did body him, but it's still, an entertaining watch. Serious Jones.
Because 2 wrongs don't make a right, so for them 2 rights, you were still wrong. Wow. I said, so when he called me, he was all over the place like an army brat, like, bro, he didn't think I'd do it. He dared me to do it. He thought I won't react him back. I socked him, man. I washed him like a laundromat. Then when he dropped, we all stomped him flat. I just text you the loop through Blink. Check it out. Call me back. See? Facts. So I was like, okay, some people do the right things for the wrong reasons, but not a lot of folks can handle that. So you was just sucking me to get the juice, so now I gotta be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Who just seems to rub people up the wrong way.
yeah, exactly. He doesn't have many battles. He started
early though, is the thing. I think. Yeah,
so he's very spaced out, and I think that's actually helped him. The kind of not saturating everyone. Like otherwise, like if he had the same amount of battles as someone like a DNA, for example, he'd definitely just be like a bit of a mid-tier dude. But I think, he's chosen like good battles for him, and that's helped him get names such as, Pat and Diz. But he's a bit lackluster as well. I mean, has some very very stale punchlines and kind of spell it out things that I'm just like, oh, that was 5 years too late on that one. But like he's a good freestyler, and he's got performance, and I mean you can make the case that he beat Mook and Pat and Diz, so he's the GOAT, man.
No, yeah, he's got some scalps, no doubt about it. But the way in which he earns them, you know, he doesn't really have memorable verses, I don't think. I think a lot of his stuff, as you say, I remember seeing him battle Respect VA and him doing a transparent line and everyone in my corner just groaning, you know, and it's kind of, you're getting kilt. Do you get it? Because he's Scottish? It's like,
that's so bad.
It was a bit...
How was that? How was that event? Because there was some pretty crazy battles on that one, right?
Yeah. It was good. I think Shocks versus Soul has already came out, the title match, which was great. Had Shocks on the channel to discuss that. Check that out as well. Scoop versus DNA came out as well. What didn't come out? I think Press 1 versus Billsar eventually came out on beat. Press killed it. We're still waiting on Clips versus Baker. You know, and Calico versus Raptor as well. So there's a few
and Arsenal versus Tony, that's what it was. Yeah, that's a stacked card. That's awesome.
Yeah. That is crazy. But the you know, Sirius as a whole, really, for me personally, he's not my sort of flavour to a certain extent. You know, the way he does write and perform, but he's huge nonetheless. You know, he's a charismatic guy. Love to have him on the channel. Like to get him on the show, actually, even though I've kind of dissed him a bit now, so probably won't be the best thing to listen to, Sirius. But DNA is next, Jay.
I don't need the hype. I don't believe he nice. I'll split his shit and give him tips like he need advice. No adobo, you ain't seasoned right. If he would cross me, Jesus Christ, whoever you with needs a bodyguard. I'm coming for you and the preacher's wife. All them sleepless nights, it fuck with my mental ward. If I said something, it wasn't by mistake, it's cause I meant to ward. Seeing dead bodies, that's the type of shit I'm into, ward. Hit you, then you're mental ward, then peel. With the arms over the body like a mental ward. I'm not afraid.
Another definitely polarizing guy. He's just, for me, he's just oversaturated himself, like upwards of 100 battles against like pretty no-name guys. Like, obviously no one can keep up, and he doesn't have like many super memorable performances. I will say though that his recent King of the Dot battles have been surprisingly like quite entertaining.
The gyms and
for sure. A Ward as well was really good. He's quite predictable though.
Yeah, his punchline style, right? The 2-bar.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, good freestyler again.
Oh yeah,
a lot of these guys are good off the head, but his writing lets him down, I think.
Yeah, he basically beat Big Cannon, which I was a little upset about. Big Cannon, man, I'm such a fan, but there's certain battles he does that he just sucks in. I don't know what it is. But then he's incredible, like, so it's it's odd. But he is an adept freestyler. But again, it is a similar thing to Clips. You see him all the time. He's on every card. He sort of sounds a bit the same. He did the 2-on-2s, and you know,
it's the style. It's just the repetitive kind of
monotonous,
predictable thing. And it, you know, the thing with kind of the pop culture stuff is like it's obviously going to hit in the room like most of the time, but like it's just got no replay value.
Yeah, if he's referencing Tom Brady's balls or some shit like that, I'm just like, what? You know.
Yeah, but you know when he's like he's always going to come with like a UK bar that's just like
give UKs
it's exactly only for the Americans, but I don't know, it works for him, I suppose. And he takes, you know, at the 7th birthday, he did like 4 battles or something. So
he battled Pedro, Definition. Did he battle someone? I'm trying to think who else he battled. Jay had a few battles. Oh, he battled Kojay.
Dots, wasn't it?
No, Sharon battled Dots. No, they battled at 6th birthday, I think. DNA versus Dots, if I recall correctly.
Yeah,
but
actually, that's actually a pretty funny battle. I think DNA smacked him.
Yeah. Sharon and Dots, Sharon bodied Dots.
Yeah, that's it. That's funny as well.
Dots is salty as fuck in that. And the thing is, Dots is like, Doc's like, yo, you didn't bring any writtens. And then Dots does like a long scheme about Canada that's like not very good. And it's like, well, he's freestyling better than your written, so why are you annoyed?
Sharon has a couple of haymakers like off the head in that battle that just like completely diffused like Dots' like 8-bar, 16-bar like momentum building, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah. I just remember one of the punches like British Columbia, and it's like, oh, you know, stop naming these territories. But and the sound in that battle as well was really well mixed. So shout out to Don't Flop.
That's awesome.
One of the best on-beat battles ever. I think Don't Flop have done, just in terms of really good music, and you want to listen to it afterwards. It just complements it so well. So we, get to the top. And I want to say to everyone, please comment below your favourite love-hate battlers. Just before we get to number 1, we've had Daylight, Diz, Clips, Pat Stay, Cortez, Unanimous, Sharon, Sirius Jones, DNA, and now number 10, I suppose. They're not really been in any proper order, but Danny Myers.
Do you believe in a parallel universe? I do. Let me demonstrate it. My granny was putting change in the collection plate while I was holding a nickel plated. So you the head of the cakes? That's cool because I shoot leaders. I'll be in your hood looking for the correct marks like a proof.
I thought he was definitely polarizing. I mean, he's got, something about his style that's like, it's a bit, it's love or hate. It's very aggressive delivery, obviously. I mean, he's got some pretty like strong performances, but a bit lackluster ones as well, I think. If you look at
personally, I am quite a giant Danny Myers fan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just never been one of those guys that I follow intently. Like, when I was looking at his verse tracker to do research for him, like, I was like, oh, he's got so many, like, top-tier guys that he's gone against, and, like, a lot of battles that I haven't even seen. So, I suppose that's credit to him.
His Excel battle, his Chiller battle, I think is probably his best battle. It's certainly my favourite battle of his. For me, and I've said this before about Danny, it's that he's at the front lines of wordplay. You know, he's trying new things out, and a lot of it is sort of weird and doesn't work, and he's stretchy to a certain extent. But you know, his energy, his passion, you know, he's really knowledgeable as well. I've heard him on like Angry Fan Radio and stuff. I'm going to get him on the show soon, actually. Very, very interesting guy. You know,
him versus against B-Dot, he was pretty good. That's a good battle. But he's got the the lima bean in a time machine kind of stuff that rears its head.
You don't rock with that. You don't rock with lima bean?
No, sorry, Tom.
Fair enough, man. But he is for that sort of thing. A lot of people think he's corny, or whatever. But I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the guy. And
that's interesting, man.
Yeah, he's
have you seen him versus Geechee Gotti?
Yes, on A-Hat. Yeah, that was a good battle.
Yeah, Geechee's crazy. He's one of my favorite new guys to watch. He's really good.
Yeah, he battled Copyright as well as a Ninja Turtle, but I haven't actually seen that one. I'll have to check.
Oh, is that at that's
the house party.
Disaster's house party or something. Yeah, there's some weird battles on there. I don't think any of them really hit off as
they got viral plastered all over them. But I should do an episode actually reviewing them because I want to watch them all.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I don't actually think I've seen many.
No.
I know
Daylight. Dirtbag Dan was Jesus, wasn't he? Or
against Megadeth.
Yeah, and then there
was Daylight against Caddyron, was it?
Yeah, and then Danny versus Copy. Was there anyone else? I can't remember.
Well, I remember watching the Dirtbag Dan show, and they were saying that Diz was gonna. It was like someone was gonna imitate Diz, and Diz was gonna be Jonai, and they were gonna do like a rematch parody, and that would have been funny. But I don't think that ever eventuated.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. My phone just went. Sorry, bro.
All good, man.
Oh, good, man. So yeah, that is our top 10, as I say. Please comment below. What do you love? What do you hate? What are you interested in? In terms of battlers in this category. Let us know your thoughts on our list, our opinions as well. Jay, is there any projects you'd like to promote? Any Twitters, anything like that?
Not really, man. I'll give a shout out to the Australian scene, who's really pushing it for the Australian scene, which is Real Talk Battle League. Make sure anyone in the UK who's sleeping on Australian battlers, subscribe to Real Talk, watch their battles. They just dropped 2 really memorable battles, Dundee versus Cortez, Vega versus Chilla Jones from this year. They've got so many sleeper classics on there. Get behind that movement because I think they'll turn out to be the monopoly of leagues in Australia, or at least in the near future. So anyone who's sleeping on the Australian scene, Real Talk is the league that you want to follow. Vega and Dundee have got battles at Chalked Out 3 as well, which I'm looking forward to.
I'll be there.
Great matchups. Yeah, for sure, man. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be... check out the episode I
Yeah.
had with Dundee as well, Battle Resume. But yeah, definitely check out that league. I'll pop the link in the description. Thank you to everyone always for listening. Again, please leave your comments. Patreon, a beanie, pick one up if you want as well. Battle Rap Resume, at Battle Resume. Catch us on Gmail, leave a review on iTunes, all that good stuff. But Jay, this has been great, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Tom, for having me, man. It's been a pleasure. Love the show. Everybody, appreciate Tom for what he does.
It's all good.
It's really important for the culture. Thanks, man.
I appreciate that, man. That's what I do it for, the culture. That's what I do it for. And and that glorious Patreon money. But no, thank you everyone for listening again. And thank you, Jay. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.